Have you ever dreamed of going to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry? It's a magical place filled with wonder and excitement beyond your wildest imagination. Enchanted staircases that move on their own, talking portraits that can step into different frames, and feasts with more delicious foods than you could ever eat. But do you know the secrets behind the 4 famous Hogwarts houses? Let's explore together and uncover their mysterious origins. The founding of Hogwarts? Can you picture it? A long time ago, in the year 990 AD, 4 of the greatest witches and wizards of the age came together as close friends united by their love of magic. Their names were Godric Gryffindor, Helga Hufflepuff, Rowena Ravenclaw, and Salazar Slytherin. Each was incredibly powerful and respected throughout the wizarding world. As dear friends, they shared a dream of creating a special school where young wizards and witches could study and hone their craft. So they combined their formidable magic skills and constructed an enormous castle in the remote highlands of Scotland. Sweeping green lawns rolled out before it, a shimmering lake glistened nearby, and an ancient forest loomed darkly, filled with all manner of magical creatures. But the founders didn't want just any muggle, non-magic person to be able to stumble upon their precious school. Utilizing powerful enchantments, they cloaked the castle so that if any muggles happened upon it, all they would see were crumbling ruins with signs of danger to keep them away. Only those with magical abilities could perceive the grandeur of Hogwarts. The 4 founders. Now, each of these 4 founders was extraordinarily gifted in particular areas of magic. This influenced the kind of students they most wanted for their new school. Godric Gryffindor was immensely talented at dueling, the intense wizard sport of combat spells. His bravery and fighting prowess were unmatched, earning him a reputation as the greatest duelist of his age. He valued courage, daring, and chivalry, nobility of spirit, above all else. Salazar Slytherin possessed a rare, enigmatic skill, the ability to speak and understand parse tongue, the language of snakes. He could quite literally converse with the slithering reptiles. Slytherin prized students who exhibited resourcefulness, cunning, determination, and ambition. Good-natured Helga Hufflepuff felt a special affinity for food-related magic. She invented many of the mouth-watering recipes and dishes that became staples of the Hogwarts feasts, using enchanted cooking methods. Hufflepuff also arranged for kind house elves to work in the kitchens, hoping to prevent their mistreatment. She valued hard work, loyalty, honesty, and fair treatment for all. The cleverest witch was Rowena Ravenclaw, regarded as the most brilliant of her era. According to legend, Ravenclaw dreamed of a warty hog, leading her to a cliff overlooking the perfect location to construct the castle. In this vision, she knew the school's destiny. Ravenclaw prized students with sharp minds, creativity, wisdom, and a thirst for learning. 4 Hogwarts houses. Once the castle was built, the founders decided to sort the students into 4 houses named after each of them. They didn't want just anyone attending, they were quite particular about the types of students they felt belonged. Gryffindor wanted students who embodied the daring, brave, courageous, and chivalrous traits he valued so highly. That fiery spirit of chivalry and heroism was the ideal for his house's members. Quite fittingly, the Gryffindor mascot was a fearsome lion. Kind-hearted Hufflepuff didn't require specific talents. She represented the notion of giving anyone a fair chance at education. Her house welcomed those students who didn't necessarily meet the other founders' criteria. But Hufflepuffs were known for hard work, loyalty, honesty, fair play, and treating all with kindness. Their house mascot was a protective badger. Only the students who demonstrated a brilliant mind, thirst for creativity, and wisdom were accepted into Ravenclaw's house. Here, she could personally mentor the cleverest young witches and wizards, sharpening their intellects to a razor's edge. An eagle, symbolizing air and clear vision, was their mascot. Slytherin's standards for admission to his house were the most restrictive. He wanted only those students who could trace their pure blood status back generations. No muggles or muggle-burns allowed. Slytherins embodied the cunning use of any means to achieve their ambitions and showed ruthless determination. How appropriate that their emblem was a snake, like Slytherin's powerful parse tongue abilities. The sorting hat. With such different criteria for their houses, the founders needed a way to properly sort the incoming students each year after they were long gone. Good old Gryffindor had an ingenious solution. Taking off his patched hat, the 4 friends enchanted it with powerful spells. From that point onwards, the old relic became the sorting hat, able to peer into each young student's mind and soul to determine the house best suited for them. After being placed on a new student's head, the sorting hat would go motionless for a moment as it did its magic. Then the tear in its brim would open, and the hat would declare the pupil's new house in a firm voice audible to all. Simple, yet brilliant. Slytherin's betrayal. For many years, the four houses of Hogwarts enjoyed an era of harmony as envisioned by the founders. Students of all backgrounds attended, learning magic together in the safety of the castle. But dark times lay ahead that would shatter this peace. You see, over time, Slytherin became consumed by prejudice against Muggle-born witches and wizards. He pushed only to allow students from pure-blood families who could trace their magical ancestry far back. No half-bloods or Muggle-borns were to be given admission under any circumstances. The other founders refused to discriminate in such a way, igniting a bitter rift. Slytherin's stance directly opposed their vision of Hogwarts being an educational haven for all with magical abilities, regardless of parentage. Suspicion grew as the founders argued fiercely over the issue. Finally, a climactic confrontation erupted into an explosive duel between Gryffindor and Slytherin themselves. Eyewitnesses stated curses and hexes were flung with unbridled fury until part of the castle lay in ruins. Defeated and disgraced, the bloodied Slytherin had no choice but to slink away into self-imposed exile. But in a final act of malice toward Muggle-borns, Slytherin secretly constructed a hidden underground chamber before his departure. Inside lurked a monstrous basilisk, a gigantic serpent capable of inflicting death with a single look into its cold eyes. Only Slytherin's heir, a future descendant, would have the ability as a parse mouth to control the murderous beast. Many years later, the chamber would indeed be reopened by the sinister Lord Voldemort, heir of Slytherin and one of the most dangerous dark wizards in history. He unleashed the basilisk on Hogwarts, setting the murderous creature against Muggle-born students in a campaign of terrifying attacks. The founders' relics. When each of the four founders passed away, they left behind powerful magical artifacts that became symbolic relics of their houses. These treasured objects carry immense significance to Hogwarts. Godric Gryffindor's relic was his own goblin-forged sword of exquisite craftsmanship, wielded by only the most worthy Gryffindors in times of need. The blade retained its bond to the sorting hat, presenting itself to any true Gryffindor in danger through the old hat's powers. Helga Hufflepuff bestowed a cherished golden cup to her house, the sides engraved with the image of a badger, her iconic mascot. This modest but enchanted cup represented the equally modest values of hard work and fairness Hufflepuff held dear. Rowena Ravenclaw's prized relic was a gorgeous item styled in the shape of an eagle. According to legend, the outward beauty of the wreath was outdone by the wisdom enhancement its wearer enjoyed while donning it. It was the ultimate accessory for any intellectual aspiring to greatness. Finally, Salazar Slytherin's relic was a heavy carved locket, adorned with a serpentine desk for his noble surname, the very icon of the Slytherin house. This last relic is what allowed his heir to rise to power, for the locket fell into the hands of the Riddle family, allowing the latest descendant of the Slytherin line to follow the dark path. Eternal legacy. Though the founders are long gone, Hogwarts School lives on as their incredible legacy. Attended by so many of the wizarding world's most talented students, the four houses continue shaping brave, loyal, wise, and ambitious young minds. The magic awaits, no matter which Hogwarts house the sorting hat calls your name for. Like this video if you enjoyed learning about the four founders and houses of Hogwarts. Share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more magical videos.